Back here now with example 4, which is the justifying items property. So I'll go ahead and close some of the stuff that's up at the top here, get into justifying items and grab my style sheet. You can see here that this is much the same. In fact, it's exactly the same example as the last one. We're just in a different folder now. And we'll use the justify items property to go through and justify individual items to various spots. I'm going to grab out of here my notes the justify items end command that we have. And then when we go over here and we refresh this over in Firefox, what you can see is that these items move to the end of their container. So remember, the difference between align item and justify item is that the align property works, in Grid's case, always on the vertical axis, and then the justification property works in Grid always on the horizontal axis. Since those axes don't spin around like they do in Flexbox, that's what the Grid stuff is gonna work for. You can use the justify self property to apply to individual items, or you can use the justify items property to apply them to all. So let's do that real quick. We have the justify items right now set to end. If we set this to start, then these will justify themselves to the start. If we set it to center, it will align them to the center, and so on and so forth. So you can kind of see how that works all the way across those different justified items. I should mention that the justify items property right now and the justify self items are not defined particularly well right now. They are essentially they're still being argued over as part of the spec is what's going on. So when you type in justify items, it's not necessarily going to give you the autofill stuff in Atom that you're used to seeing with a lot of these commands. Okay, that was short but sweet. Let's come back in a second and we'll do alignment